You usually think about leader champions, but you don't care about it too much. Like there is a reason those champions are not being played.
Yeah.
They're mostly useless champion if you don't give them too many kills. But when they get it, they kind of carry it. You just know when you play like your own game. You just try to not make it fiesta. Maybe you can care about Wunder as well. This guy is picking anyway every game.
Yeah.
It's a bit annoying. But I think it's not big difference between other teams, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. So we are into picks and bans. SK on the blue side here, going to get rid of Jarvan and Azir. They'll have first pick. G2 on the red are going to get rid of Rumble. No real surprises there. And the Rise as well. Leader, we talk about his unconventional champion pool. He is a pretty good Rise as well. When he started off, Rise and Aurelia were his main two champs.
That is right. I mean, he played a lot of Katarina as well in solo if you go back all those days.
True, yeah.
But it is really Rise that was like his go-to mage when he didn't want to play the melees. So looking ahead now, it will be an Ezreal first pick. Another thing that you guys, or not maybe you guys, that was picked first pick in your game one as well.
It was Samdi.
Yeah, we picked.
Yeah, you guys picked it. So is this kind of where the meta is heading now when like Ashe Seraphine is out? Or is this just a personal preference?
I think it kind of does. Right now, Ezreal Ashe is really OP for both matchups, and you are strong in all the time in the game.
Yeah.
If you have two items, first it's kind of GG. Like Ezreal can carry every fight when he has first item and second item. Third item you scale as well. Maybe at 5 you kind of fall behind compared to other carries, but it's like strong champion early. Yeah, it's good champion.
What do you think makes him so strong at the moment? Because like Ezreal can sometimes struggle with things like wave push, especially if he's matched into something that has like really good wave push. What is it right now that means that Ezreal is just in a really good spot?
I think most of the time Ezreal is lane bully, and you try to get strong support with him. Like I picked Nami.
Yeah.
We push lane. I think we didn't play good enough, to be honest. I think we should bully them a bit more. It's like you get push, you get early reject, and you get first item first. And when you have Trinity, it's really OP. You want to take skirmishes when you have Trinity. And second item as well. Maybe Ezreal has the best spikes on AD carry. So it makes him strong.
That makes sense.
So it's all about translating your early push into like a one-item spike and then forcing fights pretty much when you play Ezreal.
Yeah.
And just having control, I guess. So we will see the Pantheon locked in here together with the Varus, which could go any role, to be honest, these days, but it's conventionally an AD carry.
Yeah, it works really well for long.
I mean, I don't want to see Varus top again. That champion is really cringe. Will be a Gnar blind though for Wunder. Pretty classic, but also quite bold to pick so early with everything up and available. And Broken Blade is known to have some weird counter picks.
Yeah, we'll see where he goes with it. We're also wondering about support. We saw support picked quite often early in your series, Paris. Yeah. Here we're seeing it kind of relegated to the second rotations. Do you think there's a priority on getting like a good enchanter support at the moment? Things like the Nami, the Karma, the Seraphine, the Lulu, in fact?
Yeah, I think SKSI should look to get Nami or Karma, or otherwise I will be kind of sad with Ezreal. If you don't take range and enchanter support with carry AD carries, it kind of like loses value. Like you usually want to bully them, but when you have melee champion like Rel, Alistar, Nautilus, you just hope for good team fights, and that's not a good plan right now.
That makes sense, that makes sense. The Yasuo is the pick. You talked about Broken Blade's flexibility into the top lane. This will be Yasuo top into the Gnar. It's something we've seen BB bring out a couple of times. Moving into the second phase of bans, we have the option of pinching the mid lane pool or pinching those supports, and it seems like G2 have decided we don't want the Ezreal getting an easy push lane with something like the Karma or perhaps the Nami banned out. Is there anything you'd be thinking of expecting those enchanter bans, Paris? You'd be saying, oh, I'd really like to get this on 4 if I'm SK in this situation?
I think there is only Nami that is kind of strong with Ezreal right now. Other than that, I think probably it will be random melee champion that will maybe play with Nocturne, like maybe Rakan, Rel, who wants to go in and kill him in backline. And if they ban Nami, I don't think they will find anything good.
So seeing the Poppy ban, do you expect that to be a Poppy support ban? What are you kind of trying to set up here? Could this be like a Rel on 4 together with the Yasuo, or like a Rakan? Because it seems like they're kind of going away from the enchanters if they're banning the Poppy.
When Nami was open, I wouldn't go Rel. Because probably they will get hard bullied in lane.
Yeah, so it's just a clear Nami on 4 here, kind of.
Yeah, probably they should.
We will see where it goes, because the Poppy ban really surprises me. The Poppy ban feels like it's really setting up something specific, because it's not going to be Poppy top or jungle.
I think it's not for support pick. I think it's for Yasuo and Pantheon to be safe in teamfights.
I see.
Playing Dash champions into not Ezreal is really hard. Like, you don't want to play really into this.
Oh, so you think actually, like, even if you pick like Varus and then Enchanter, you can go Ezreal and Poppy and you'll be fine in lane just because of Ezreal's lane prowess?
No, you won't be fine.
Okay.
Varus will believe, because whoever has the Enchanter support and the other side has midi is hard lane.
Yeah, I see.
Could still look for something like the Nico if you really wanted, like, not a true enchanter, but range and a little bit of poke. Instead, it's going to be the Alistair for G2, and SK looking towards a melee support as well. Sight we don't often see, double melees in bot lane.
I think it's because this happened to us as well when we played against SK. When they Yasuo, Nami kind of lost value. Actually, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Because when I was playing Nami, this guy just win walls and Nami is useless.
I mean, it's the same when you play Ornn. Like, you're looking for your Ornn ult in the fight, and you're gonna make a montage ult, and it's just a win wall box the entire thing. It's really frustrating to play against.
Yeah.
As we see the Bard here, so we have Ezreal Bard versus Varus Alistar, and I would assume the Ezreal Bard would be having a lot of early push, and kind of make life difficult for Varus in the early game. But I don't know what your take would be on it.
Yeah, they will get bullied hard until level 3. They should. After first phase, Varus Alistar can win, but if Ezreal Bard doesn't drop the ball, keep the tempo up, keep the wave push up, Bard can go anywhere in the map. Mid-top, run one time, Ezreal can clear wave with ulti. I think if you play good with Ezreal Bard, should be a good draft for you.
Yeah.
Puts a lot of pressure on Mikyx. Again, like, he's so often he's the captain of this team and so often the guy that needs to make things happen across the map. Leader going for something a little bit more conventional with the Aurora mid into the RE here for Caps, which was picked up last. How are you feeling about these two compositions, Paris? If you had to pick a side, ignoring nameplates, obviously, because we know which side you pick with nameplates, which side would you want to play?
I think SK draft, Bard kinda OP into Yasuo with Nocturne, so Pantheon cannot like, oh, I will match Nocturne. But no, Bard is there as well. It's also winning bot. Bard can always go mid and NA Ahri as well. But it's also harder to play. Right team goes mid-late game, easier to play this fight with Alistar. You just combo someone and you try to burst them. But I think SK is better draft.
Okay. Well, if SK don't win now, we're just going to call you out, Paris, okay? We're going to be like, hey, Paris said, obviously, this is a much better draft. No way SK can lose from here. We've said that many times.
Paris said on cast that SK would steamroll G2 game 1 here, clearly.
G3 trying to beat G2. Jopa is playing really well at the moment, though. We saw the Ezreal pentakill last week. We'll see if he can continue to do that. G2 sitting at 1 and 2. They tend to make finals when they go 1 and 2. In fact, they have made 100% of the finals of a regular season when they have gone 1 and 2. They've won 3 times and placed second twice. So, although it is a slow start for our reigning champions, the expectations is that G2 will once again make it to playoffs. They have a lot of games coming up with the road shows, and we'll see how well they can do. SK trying to set up something around the mid lane, but I don't really expect they're going to find anything unless Caps oversteps, which he doesn't with the Foxfire to walk away.
I want to see how Leader navigates his early matchup, because to me it's all about if you can land these Q auto Qs on Auri and kind of get those electrocute chunks, then suddenly the matchup turns out really well. But knowing Caps, he's quite agile, he's good at dodge, but the first one will connect there, and Aurora is very strong in lane. We do expect Aurora to get pushed in almost most matchups unless just severely outranged. But what I'm more curious about, Varus, is bot lane, because you said that the Varus Alistar will get pushed in. I wonder, do you think that Varus and Alistar can play on the bounce if they preserve enough HP early game?
Yes, but I think SK is already showed the laning phase kinda. They went mid to catch someone off guard, I guess. But when you're in lane, first push, it's really OP to poke them in like level 1. Ezreal Bard, that's like where you're strong the most, but they didn't go to push. They kind of choked, like not choked, they kind of choked their level 1. I think it's going fine for G2 right now. Yeah.
Do you think it's bad to crash 2 in general in this matchup? Because usually, like, if you crash 3, I guess you get more time to poke in than ICS. But now, if you crash 2, suddenly Alistar can maybe walk up with a combo here. Do you think it's suboptimal?
Yes, but not crashing 2 is hard because you always hit enemy. And when you hit enemy, mean aggro you. So it kind of crashes, but you want to get more HP from them, but they didn't get enough.
Yeah, not being in the bush early on in the lane makes it quite difficult to actually get any of that poke, right? And Alistair not a champion until he hits level 2. Although, you know, you can headbutt an AD carry away from a minion or something. Not going to do too much work. As we see BB in the top lane on his signature Yasuo into Wunder's Gnar. To G2 or ex-G2 top laners. Wunder obviously presiding over G2's eras of dominance across the years. We've seen BB has had a bit of a struggle so far this year, I think.
I mean, we saw him play this matchup into Naknako, and it looked kind of sketchy for him until Naknako just stayed and did not base for like 3 minutes.
Yes,
so
with the like tower dive.
Yeah, so it kind of got back into the game. So I want to see if he took some learnings. One learning that I did realize is that usually when G2 played Yasuo into Gnar, they kind of just picked it for fun, and they just like didn't really care about the comp. But now they really did secure the Alistar, which I think will be crucial in team fights. I don't think Yasuo without any kind of CC setup is very useful. So I want to see BB have a little bit more impact on this counter pick, because if he just goes even with the Gnar, in general, if Gnar gets to plated steel caps and is even, he's super fine in his matchup. It's all about kind of denying that first base being very good. Like if Yasuo gets the Berserkers and Gnar sits on like components or boots and cloth armor, then it's pretty tricky. Generally, the charm.
Yeah, it should be fine. Although having to stay for this wave is going to be a little bit difficult with SkewMond coming around the corner. Can contest those Razor Beaks now. Instead decides just to put down the ward, and Skeanz will take the Razors away. I wanted to ask you a question, Paris. Whenever I play Bard, I get way too caught up in the minigame of collecting chimes. And so I leave my AD carry alone for a long time. How do I stop doing that? How do I decide when I should go and get chimes and when I should be in the lane?
You usually look at your bot wave. If it's slow pushing the enemy, you don't want to go around top at all. You can go maximum, but you need to go bot to help him crash.
But isn't it my AD carry's fault for pushing in the wave when he shouldn't be pushing in the wave?
Sometimes,
yeah.
But I see a lot of Bard players doing mistake, like not in official game, pro players doing well usually. But in solo queue, I can see some Bards are trolling their macro where they want to move.
Have I played solo queue against you? Because that feels like a direct call out on that one.
Kind of sounds like you had an agenda coming in with this question, man.
Look,
it seems like you wanted an answer that did you not get and then try to fish for it.
I'm an okay support, right? Like, you know, mid-master Pika sort of thing, and I know how to play most supports relatively okay. But on Bard and on Pyke, my brain just goes into this other dimension of, oh, there are chimes? Oh, I can go and find stuff? Oh, I can go out on the map? And I'm always like, oh, the movement speed from the chimes will get me back in time to make sure the wave's fine. But yeah, I think that's good insight. Thank you, Paris. As, at the moment, we see Jopa with a slight lead, but nothing too consequential. Is that all just down to the level 1 and then not getting left poke down?
A bit. I think SK should not be happy with this laning phase so far, because Bard is playing Ignite as well. It's to bully lane, actually.
Also electrocute.
Yeah, like Electric, you kind of have to, I think. You can get a spell book, but it's useless most of the time.
It's weak in lane, yeah.
Yeah. I think G2 is really happy right now. After level 4, they can win, but Hansama gave them a bit good trade.
It is hard to trade effectively into Hansama with double Ruby Crystal on the Varus as his first 2 items.
It seems to be the meta in G2 right now, as they have been enamored by gems lately. The gems are truly outrageous, as all of them are just stacking Ruby Crystals. Maybe some tech behind the scenes they've discovered. They're all just matching jewelry, perhaps. Or it's just a coincidence. Is this something you're doing? Are you all buying Ruby Crystals as well, Barry?
No, I see it kind of first time. I guess he's going experimental hex take.
Yeah, hex plate,
yeah.
Apparently that's what he does in solo queue as well. For
I mean, that or heart steal, right? We do not know.
Still, dude.
Like, I think it kind of makes sense to not play into Nocturne Aura, to be honest. I respect it. But he will just have low damage. He probably don't do any damage in early fights right now.
You see trades happening in the mid lane. Need to go between worlds as they look for SkewMond, who has to flash away. Dashes back in with a shield bolt. Caps will get 1 in response. Has 3 Spirit Rush charges if you want to chase Skeanz any further here. Using the Foxfire for that extra damage. Gets out of the Fear Tether. Another Spirit Rush. Has 1 more left. Needs to land a charm. Good Shroud of Darkness out of Skeanz. Makes it a 1-for-1 in mid.
It was a close one. I think Leader actually ends up missing the Q flash onto Pantheon, not allowing him to get the reset and then stealth out. So it was a really close call there by SK, but still a good practice pick onto SkewMond. Now no flash on him.
Oh, Mikyx.
As Mikyx is micking, he's looking here. No
Magical
flash.
journey.
I mean, no dash on
Cannot
Caps.
do anything.
Yeah, I mean, he can do a ton. Look at that, man. Look at the damage. Oh. Mickey keeps Caps around. Caps is used to having Mickey in his lane, obviously. You know?
Yeah.
Caps is used to having most supports in his lane.
But I think I will be happy as a Labrov right now. Bard is half HP, no mana.
Oh, flash!
Oh my
never
goodness.
mind! They go in! Perhaps engaging now would not be the right choice as we have roast beef for SK.
And Pirates, are you still happy if you're Labrov? Okay, can I get an update there 10 seconds later?
Not anymore. Mickey.
That's your first caster cursed ever. I think that you should be proud of this very moment. You caster cursed
7 minutes,
Labrov.
man.
Mickey is the god, I guess. Like, he saw the anger and he insta took it. I think it was really well played.
I was going to ask you about that. obviously, we'll have another look at the replay. It is just a good flash Cosmic Binding. Like, anticipating them there, you have the Paranoia follow-up, True Shot Barrage comes out. There's really nothing G2 can do in that situation other than not be there, or maybe flash the initial Cosmic Binding out of Labrov. I was going to ask you, you were playing through BDS Academy for a while, right? Then joined BDS.
Yeah.
Across your career, we've seen you grow from strength to strength. Are there any support through in EU or around the world that have really helped inspire you, or you used as tools to help your development?
I think I kind of have a basic answer. Like, it must be Keria, or if you want someone from EU, it's Mikyx. Both pretty good. Mikyx kind of fall down a bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, lately. But you usually watch just Keria and say, oh my god, how good is this guy? Like,
you watched his Pyke the other day?
Yeah, I did.
Man.
Wow. And I remember my Pyke gameplay. He didn't look same champion to me.
And, I mean, not everyone can be Keria, not everyone has T1 as their teammates, right? So,
what was it said about the Caitlyn and the Varus support? You are not T1, you are not Keria. You do not have Zeus and Faker as your solo laners. Do not pick Caitlyn support.
have you ever you thought about any AD carry supports? You got anything cooking in the tank? GP Kalista?
I have a bit, but it's like probably Fearless third game or 4 or 5 games.
I don't want you to give up any of your draft stuff, right? But
But if you do that in first 2 games, you will lose the game.
okay. Oh, between worlds goes leaders. He looks for caps, 2-fold hex, just short of connecting there. But SK with a 1.5k gold lead early on in this game. And before we let you go, Paris, how are you feeling about your prediction that SK would dominate this game and this series after looking at the draft?
I think SK might win this game, but G2 has the best side laners in terms of macro. I think they might choke in the mid game. But so far they played well. They can snowball the game, and if they do, they will win this game.
Oh, and how do they snowball it from here?
Catch sides, Nocturne Bard. Like, if I'm Yasuo, I'm really scared to play this game.
Yeah, that makes sense, that makes sense. Okay, Finn, we'll hold down your mute button. Quickly, is there anything you want to say to your fans, the Na'Vi fans out there before we let you go?
Thank you for supporting. Next week, we will do even better performance. Just watch us.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun seeing you in every... Thank you so much. Congratulations on the win. Finn, we'll hold down your mute button for you so you can take off your headset. Thank you very much, Paris, man. It's very, very nice to have your insight.
Always amazing hearing from pro players. I think their insight is just unmatched. And super cool to hear from Paris as we see him living now. Thank you so much. As we are now looking at this
Labrov.
game from a different angle, as Labrov might be caught out
He's
here.
level 5, doesn't have that unbreakable will, has to flash away. SK have had a really strong start to this game, dude.
I mean, they're putting a lot of pressure right now. I mean, even Wunder top, he's completely even with his Yasuo. This Yasuo has not really found any lane leads right now, so if you're an SK fan, you're quite happy right now with how this game is looking. I think Mikyx's early game has been sublime, despite that level 1 that maybe did not go as they maybe wanted. He has still been very active on the map, catching out both Labrov and Caps. And leaders still keeping the pressure up, still landing those chunks and keeping Caps in lane.
And series like this, games like this, are so important for SK because they only have 3 series left as Broken Blade looks for Wunder towards the top side. G2, KC, and Vitality. There's the last breath going in. Wunder should just be able to walk this one out, though. Broken Blade doesn't have the damage. SK really need 2 wins out of those 3 remaining series if they're going to make playoffs. And Mikyx actually had a great quote about making playoffs this last week. Said, yeah, if we don't make playoffs again, it's been a bit of a failure.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think it's
that's
very fair.
Very fair. I think Mikyx comes in with every project with very high expectations because he is used to the best. He's used to winning. And if he doesn't win, he'll be disappointed by nature. So to not make playoffs 2 times in a row, I think he would see as a huge personal failure. So
especially since he was pivotal to building this team and deciding who he wants on his team.
He built it plank by plank. And definitely we'll see if it goes down with the ship. But I think so far the ship is floating and the ship is looking nice against G2.
I do like the fact we say the ship is floating, and I agree with you. But that is kind of the only purpose of a ship, right? Float and move somewhere.
Yeah, man.
So right now it is doing its purpose. As the charm comes out, they look for the Paranoia on towards the back line. Fear Tether's still going to go off here. No flash, no escape left for SkewMond as Caps still has 2 Spirit Rush charges available to him. Wunder with that Hyper Proc taking a lot of Caps' HP, who just wants to clear out the wave. Again, SK almost extend their lead to 2,000 gold ahead.
I mean, it's SkewMond that keeps walking up without Labrov by his side, getting chunked or even went on here by Skeanz. I think the Paranoias have been amazing together with Mikyx. You see the support jungle by SK just being so in sync, and you can't really say the same for G2. I think Labrov and SkewMond, there's some disjointedness in their map movements as now Wunder Wants to check what Broken Blade is doing. Broken Blade does not have a lot of strong items right now, sitting on a Vamp Scepter and a Cull, so...
Yeah, it has the Zerkers at least, you know. With the Blade of the Rune King is really the spike for Yasuo.
Absolutely,
that's where you feel like you're a champion, similar to his brother Yone. We have Jopa already with a Trinity Force complete and almost 1,000 gold lead. Paris enlightened us on the spiking capabilities of the Ezreal. Or it's a little bit of a risk when you have a Chain of Corruption, a Headbutt Pulverize combination from the Alistair, as Wunder continues to chip away at BB. Don't know if the wind wall is being used, but Wunder looking for that hyper. And there's the wind wall, and Wunder will be sad that he doesn't get his boomerang back for a while.
He'll just base and TP back and catch that wave, but still Wunder showing that the matchup is not really going as maybe BB would have hoped. Strong laning by Wunder as Skeanz. You're on a pink ward, buddy. I do not know if you're aware of it.
Might just be a bait, though. Mikyx looking for Labrov. Cosmic binding against the wall there. That's a pixel that I didn't know existed. Smite comes out from SkewMond as he takes the red buff. Jopa trying to get across as well.
Look at Leader.
Has the flash. Leader's on his way across. SkewMond now caught out behind enemy lines. Goes in with a shield bolt. There is the weirding to dodge the charm knockback. And now Labrov is not in the best of shapes. Hun Summer caught with a tempered fate. Can Jopa get here? Labrov is going further forward, looking for catch. Chain of Corruption as well. Shut down for G2. Jopa was unable to join in time, and because of that, G2 can make it a 1-for-1.
I'm really surprised G2 gets a trade kill there. I thought it was really deep when they go all the way into the red side jungle, and Cats did not even have Spirit Rushes. Now Wunder is the one going on the aggressiveness here on Broken Blade. Does have a boulder, but wind wall is up, will be blocked here, but can just pick that up and then chase.
Yeah,
Nocturne is hovering around.
Yeah, he's nearby. Doesn't have the paranoia right now. We're having another look at this. I really think it's about whether Jopa can get to this play in time or not. And I feel like he's kind of gated out from it.
He also has very low mana right now, Jopa, so he's not super compelled to move here. But Mikyx is first. And here Leader have made a really nice buffer on the E, on the charm here. Gets that up, gets a double slow. And here I thought the play was over. But Leader W's forward, not super aware of where Hun Summer is, but the chains of corruption here of the Alistair combo and stun will be the end of Leader, and a 1-for-1 plus a shutdown.
All credit to
down there
G2
as
for
Leader's
taking
now
that.
chasing.
Cap's Rod of Ages complete means that he's not going to die to that burst, and something we talked about earlier today is the ability of the RE to survive through the Aurora on a side lane is really modified by whether or not she has this extra health from the Rod of Ages. So Cap's going it here. I don't mind too much. I think you have enough burst from the rest of the composition to not really need the RE burst damage, and he's kind of just trying to deal with the fact that Leader can chunk him out in a side lane, and then you have a Tempered Fate and a Paranoia follow-up. TP coming out, Grand Starfall in as well. Yeah, Leader, I'm afraid that's not where you want to be, as SkewMond takes the kill, gets his first of the game.
Is there a cross map here?
They go in with the Paranoia onto Broken Blade, who's going to flash away. Mikyx chasing in with a Magical Journey as well. They need to be careful because Labrov is on that flank. Cosmic Binding not going to hit. Chain of Corruption flashed away by Mikyx. And Labrov was here in time. If SK had got any deeper, could have been their downfall. And now the gold lead swinging back.
Maybe we can stop here. BB from entering top here. He has Mega, but BB has
tough, man.
Quite a lot of health and that shield up. Doesn't have flash, but still not really finding a cross map. Will be a pick onto Leader and a flash burn by Mikyx, so a big win for G2 all across the board.
A Broken Blade burned its flash as well, so the mid lane trade was equivalent exchange of two
some
summons.
entropy here.
Yes, yeah. And we need the couple of brothers. Leader looking for caps. Dragon taken by G2, and the gold lead that was 2k a couple of minutes ago down to 0.3 thousand gold. And Dragon a piece, and G2 have stabilized their sinking ship, and SK need to pick up the pieces, looking a bit more like Theseus than any ship I'd want to sail on.
Yes, Skeanz will pick up this, but he doesn't have ult to join her as Broken weaves out of the big Gnar there.
The old hands, man. The old hands just not getting enough off in time.
It's the young hands of Broken Blade that dodges the Gnar masterfully.
Ah, true. I don't actually even know their respective ages. They must be quite close.
I think Wunder's 26, BB's 25.
Okay.
27, I mean.
That 1 year is the 2 years is the difference.
It is, yeah.
Tempered Fate for Mikyx. Again, arthritis in his fingers. Can't expect him to hit that. Now SkewMond goes in with the shield bolt, Chain of Corruption there for the follow-up, and Mikyx is just done for. G2 constantly finding picks, and you need to get the buckets out because someone's got to be bailing here for SK.
And we loved what SK was doing in the early game. They looked so synchronized, every single play, finding SkewMond, Labrov and Caps, but now it is actually G2 that has woken up and is attacking SK in the disjointedness. It's Leader falling on the side lane, Flash is being burnt on the other side, and now they're just getting picked off by the onslaught of G2. one after one.
Yeah, it's the level of coordination that G2 can bring to a game like this, even when they do fall behind in the early game, and the level of discoordination we have seen from SK from time to time this split. 2-4, they were able to pick up a couple of wins, but the expectation still is that they end up in our bottom 4. They need to do something pretty special. They're going to get some series wins in the last couple of the split.
And they have 3 more games, so a game win against, or a series win against G2 would be monumental, obviously, for their chances. Let's see the Gnar into stun, into
Paranoia, into Cosmic Binding. Really nicely done there by SK. Grand Starfall coming in with a TP as well, though they need to be careful because Labrov is on the flank. Good Cosmic Binding again from Mikyx, and he might just sacrifice himself for the good of the cause. A top lane for support, so the trade you take for SK, you got a Grand Starfall and a TP out of it as well.
I mean, it's a 1-for-1, but their Laure is pushing bot for free. G2 had the members advantage there. Caps actually TP it up, so might just be the tower here for leader. I mean, BB does have TP in 15 seconds, might be able to get down there, but now Wunder's here. He has a big shield, but he's a mini-Gnar.
SkewMond tanking the tower, didn't really want to do that, could have waited for the wave, but the blast cone was popped and Skeanz is here to defend. Wunder on the chase, chipping away at Labrov's health bar, but he still has that unbreakable will, that Alistair. A lot tankier than he appears right now. We'll have another look at this play. Great Cosmic Binding here from Mikyx off the minion. Clips him and then gets the stun against the wall.
Clean, simple, fantastic CC chain here. Despite the backup coming from G2, they got one. And the fact that Wunder gets out is just big. The flash from the charm, as Mikyx will be the victim, but I don't think he minds. Mikyx the kind of guy that just likes dying and making plays, so he's in his element right now on this little Barduni.
Yeah, that has a 200 gold lead when the KO's finished for him alongside that Bloodsong support item. A lead as well for Skeanz, but you have to look at the mid lane. Caps, Lichbane, Rod of Ages, starting to put some damage behind the tankiness on this Roa Ari. 800 gold lead for him. Next Drake up in a minute 30, so still a while on it. And we also have a Rift Herald in the pocket of Skeanz if he wants to try and crack that mid lane turret. 2 items complete on both the AD carries. Han Summer with the Ginsu's Experimental, and Trinity Force Manamune almost stacked for Jopa.
Yeah, landing assignments might be a little bit awkward here. Putting the Warden's Mail, plated steel caps into the aura is a little bit tougher for Wunder, but he does have the level lead thanks to the top lane quest. He's going to take it over to 15 just soon. And I think Aurora struggles a little bit against Yasuo, so probably want to switch these back if you are SK. Kind of give yourself a little bit more opportunity, but it is still the side lane we will be looking at for both these comps, because we have the Pantheon on one side and the Nocturne on the other side. So really that is where the fights will be happening, especially with the Bard and Alistair just roaming around. So it's all about how you coordinate and set up your sides for success here. Yeah. As now G2 is rotating over to get this tower while the Aurora is pushing out bot. They have a numbers advantage and SK rightfully respects.
G2 also using about a 45-second window that they had there with the wave being so far pushed in bot lane. They knew, well, Broken Blade can catch that in a couple of waves time, right? You need leader to actually get through those next 2 waves. BB now using the time he had to move up towards that top side, forcing Wunder away because of the numbers disadvantage. And now Broken Blade is here in time to catch the wave. Leader needs to be careful, as you say. The Tiamat Blade of the Ruin King. The leader goes between worlds, dodges back in as well. Don't think he really expected that. Labrov here getting the Mega Blast Cone, gets himself to safety. True Shot Barrage to chip away at the health bar of Labrov with a good Aegis Assault out of SkewMond. He didn't take any damage.
Still doesn't feel great though, because Dragon is spawning in 5 seconds and you don't have the Between Worlds now on leader, but it does get a good chunk onto Caps to compensate for it. So Wunder has moved down here initially, but now he moved back top lane to get his tower. Looks like SK will be giving this Dragon for a little bit of gold and a control in the top side, so probably the right call to make.
Yeah, no camps for them to take on that top side, though those were cleared out by G2, so it is purely the tier 1 and some camps of their own. Jopa now going back, going to spend some of his gold. Skeanz almost at that second completed item, but again, it feels like with the game pace slowing down, it really favors G2, just because of the way they play. SK tend to struggle in these more movement-orientated games, macro-orientated games. I mean, macro always exists, but you guys know what I mean. As the Tempered Fate from Mikyx doesn't find Caps, Wunder still chasing. Boomerang will get the slow Cosmic Binding, doesn't get the clip. And there's the charm onto the Gnar. Headbutt Pulverize out of Labrov, and Wunder goes pop with the Chain of Corruption piercing arrow. G2 CC chain just too good.
Just Caps, man. His movement is way too good. Sidesteps the Tempered Fate without ulting. Sidesteps the Cosmic Binding there, and then Wunder is like, okay, we should get his ult at least.
Starfall behind enemy lines here. There's the charm again with the Spirit Rush forward. G2 find another TP from leader, but it only goes towards the top side. Skeanz going in with the Paranoia, and the immediate clap back by G2. They lose their cow, but they'll take the Nocturne for it. Jopa dodges away from the charm, still uses the cleanse, expecting to be hit, and SkewMond's here. Jopa, there be monsters in your jungle. You can't step forward there. Too greedy from the AD carry out of SK after seeing his team die around him. Decided to sacrifice himself on the altar too.
The jungle is dark and full of terrors, and the terrors are right now G2 as we see Caps here weaving back and forth. And look at Wunder eating the charm in the face. I know you like Caps so much, I know you're teammates, but don't let him charm you like that, because Hansama is behind with the chain of corruption, and this extended fight just turns into misery and despair for SK as they dive here with the Pantheon ult. There's just nothing SK can do without their man in the top lane, because he is so much of their front line.
Yeah, Analyst attacking with Unbreakable Will here. Again, the paranoia in onto Caps is just a misplay, gotta say it. They do get the Alistair for it, but after that, like, why is Jopa stepping here? I don't get it.
I respect the confidence. I feel like there is a lot of desperation right now in SK's gaming, because they are just seeing their teammates fall and they're like, okay, we gotta get something back. It's a sunk cost fallacy.
That's their name.
Yeah.
Sunk cost gaming.
Oh.
It's true.
Okay. As Labrov walks in, gets a chunk. Now we do have Baron in the back of G2. Let's see how they use it. Sending Caps now top the hold against Wunder, as now they're looking mid.
Paranoia just goes forward.
Style.
Tempered Fate will stop the last breath. Cosmic Binding not gonna find the sun, and with Caps here, Jopa short to die, you have to feel. Caps takes it, between worlds goes leader. His friends have been sent to the afterlife. As while all of this was happening, G2 still pushing in the bot side. Wunder trying to get something back on the top. It's not going too well. Wunder going for the Randuin second here as well. There's not a huge amount of crit on G2.
There's Thunder Sky and Yasuo. I mean, it's true, it blocks Thunder Sky's first out. Okay,
it's true. I mean, that is true.
Big damage reduction. It's a bit sad for Wunder, I think, seeing the solo laners of G2 make montages 2v4. I think he remembers those days fondly as he's pushing into the Silent Towers, but now he's
okay, so
here.
It's a 3v4. It's a 3v4. Labrov flashes onto Leader. Chain of Corruption doesn't get the stun. The trample does come out. Leader forced away. Now it's a 4v1 as Mikyx is caught out going a bit too deep. And with Broken Blade TPing in, G2 might just look to end it here. 25 minutes on the clock. Jopa, oh, the Steel Tempest almost clips his heels, doesn't quite do it. Baron buff up for the next 50 seconds.
Oh, they want to try something here. I don't know if this is the real play to go for. It's barely a normal wave here, no cannon minions to siege with, but they really want out for blood here. Maybe we're waiting out. Look at Labrov!
Walked all the way around him, man. Goes for Jopa. No last breath follow-up. Wunder with a 4-man Gnar. And now G2 are on the retreat. The wind wall coming out. Paranoia goes in as well as Wunder gets the kill onto SkewMond. G2 are going to try and turn it around as Skeanz goes down. The Tempered Fate hits no one. Labrov falls low and Hansama follows him. The flank from the Alistair was not too consequential in the end as G2 lose 3 and SK bite back in this game.
Labrov is smiling. He knew that was a Sven flank as Mikyx may be in danger here.
Oh, Mikyx, man. Like, you know someone's doing the red buff and you're still like, I can Cosmic Binding.
Maybe he doesn't have Q3 stacked. That's what he was thinking. As we look at this Alistair flank, he's gonna do the loopest of rounds here. Maybe looking for something with Yasuo, but I don't think Broken Blade wanted to follow this.
G2 got really distracted at that moment, man. Just the immediate Gnar from Wunder continues to perform even here on SK. And after that, you can see G2 are like, maybe we can fight back a little bit, maybe we can find something, but Labrov has no Unbreakable Will, and Hans has no way out.
So an altruistic ending attempt here by G2. Giving SK a little bit to chew on while they wait for the 4th dragon to spawn. That will be in 4 seconds. Do not think SK has the tools to contest this, so probably will just be taking a little bit of vision, trying to set up these defensive control points that maybe they can find a flank on later. Maybe they can find one fight to bring them back into this game, because right now it's looking very dire for them.
Yeah, it's looking pretty tough. Like, you look at the gold lead and you say it's 2.3k, and it's like, well, that's not too massive, you know, it's not too huge. And then you look at the rest of the team, it's like, well, Wunder has a bit of a lead, and Skeanz has a bit of a lead, and the leader's only 1,000 gold behind. Maybe we can win, but you look at how the fight's been going, and you say, whoa, that's pretty impossible, it feels.
I think 1k gold on Caps counts as like 3k on European soil.
Ah, okay.
So technically they're 5k gold down almost.
That makes sense. And yeah. two extra Drakes, like, we don't always talk about the value of individual Drakes, but they are still pretty powerful in and of their own right, as Labrov looks for Jopa. There's the Paranoia follow-up. Wunder's on the flank. Okay. Labrov with the knockback onto Skeanz. Mikyx gets him out of the charm, and SK get another kill. Labrov, I mean, that was a little deep, my friend.
You gotta be careful about playing with your food right now, G2. Okay, I know it's looking like a done and dusted game, but the Nexus has not fallen quite yet. There's still a lot of resets on an Aurora, still a lot of damage in Jopa, and Wunder with 3 items is not something to scoff at.
Yeah, Leader's at 3 items as well as is Jopa, so if they can find some poke in these fights, there's still quite a few possibilities for SK to get back into the game, and perhaps we were a little bit preemptive with us calling the game over. Perhaps G2 were a little bit preemptive going for the double Nexus tower dive when they really didn't need to.
Woulda, shoulda, Medic. That's all it is about right now. As Hansama is stepping up in this mid wave. Caps wants to look for something here. Wants to charm Mikyx. But Mikyx declines.
He's immune to his charms now. Caps, all those years together, you know, you can't get me with one of those. I know your wiles, I know your ways.
I know your moves.
Oh, I know where you learned this one from G2 as well. That's a typical Fnatic death push if I've ever seen one. No one steps into it though. As the bot lane wave is pushed up, which is big because the super minion is still going down there for the next 50 seconds.
He'd be coming out here for Wunder. SK really wants to force something right here, right now.
Wunder doesn't have the Mega Gnar built up at all. Mikyx trying to step in from the side. Control ward in the bush could be cleared out by G2.
Jopa is stepping up so boldly 1v5 here. Just daring them to go on him. He's daring Labrov to flash combo. He's going to react to it.
He has a locket, and Mikyx's on CD right now. So there we go. Labrov goes in. Last breath for the follow-up. Tempered Fate. Leader caught in there. Ground Starfall onto the backline. Great charm onto Leader, who tries to get away with Between Worlds. Paranoia onto the backline, and Skeanz falls low as well. Wunder looking to the Gnar into the wall, only finds one with a stun. Jopa trying to open up, but he just doesn't have the damage to get through Caps. A triple for Caps, looking to make it 4. He'll take down Mikyx for the Quadra, and the Penta is on the horizon. Caps on the chase. Jopa tries Penta, but Caps finds the Penta. 9-1 and 6 on the army to close out the game.
I told you, man, 1k gold in Caps' pocket counts as 3k. You know it's Caps on Ori. He always makes montages happen, and it's a beautiful pentakill secured by Caps as G2 now turn into the Baron and will look at the Nexus towers and say, we're not diving you today, but we will take you down anyway.
Yeah, deciding they didn't quite have enough time to push all the way through the Nexus. A couple of pings coming out on the ward that Leader could TP to. He's going down towards the bottom side to clean up that inhibitor wave. Let's have another look at Caps here.
Look at his charm here on Aurora, completely nullifying all attempts of escape. He ends up going down due to the Foxfire, and now he's just playing front to back Aura. He's just killing whatever is in front of him. Okay, knocked him down. Ezreal used E. Okay, I got Gnar by mistake. I'm gonna go even more. And this is where he's calling for pentakill. I just know G2 comes now. Okay, penta, 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 penta. And they're all doing their best to give it to him because you know it's Caps. You know every single penta is his to take.
Flashes for the Orb of Deception at the end, claims the pentakill. And immediately says, hell, we can push mid, we can push mid.
No, we let BB die first, you know? So, we can't. I think we can.
Did you see he immediately ping BB 3 times as soon as they got out of the fight? Yeah. He was like, pentakill, BB. He's dead, man, why?
You also see like the instant lock in. Oh, no, we can't.
No, we can't.
You know someone is calling for Ender, he's like, no. Instant lock back, we do Baron, we're gonna siege this top lane tower. Caps is looking for a flank from mid lane, currently pushing in Wunder.
And just another feather in Caps' cap there. He is tied first with Reckless and Ice for pentakills in the LEC now with his Penta number 6.
Pentakills.
Yeah, Ice was the beneficiary of quite a lot of Aphelios pentakills, if I remember correctly.
And Jinx.
And Jinx, yeah.
Jinx and Aphelios.
He does pop off, though. The guy knows how to get 5 kills in a short period of time. Windwall stops the True Shot barrage. G2 still pushing in with his Baron power play for the next minute and 40 seconds. Caps is in the mid lane, and Leader's going to try and deal with him, but it's going to be pretty difficult to deal with Caps right now, as he's sitting on a completed Rabadons alongside 3 other items. And yeah, Leader, it's going to be tough, man.
Right now he's fishing for skill shots. You're hoping you get some chunks. That was a decent chunk here on Caps. Looks like G2 might back off because you have soul points.
Caps doesn't have flash, Spirit Rush away. Wunder, Boomerang doesn't find his mark as Caps uses Spirit Rush, but that delays the push. G2's going to have to wait. There is a Chem Drake for them if they want to go over and try and claim that soul, as they've claimed quite a few souls so far this game. 30 kills in 32 minutes between these two teams.
Yeah, Zer looks like they are gonna give it over. Yeah, despite Caps not having ult, they don't feel brave enough to face check that jungle of G2. Will just be the Chemsec Soul. I think they're trying to get the Cyrildas on Ezreal right now to kind of give him that extra damage to go through the front line of G2, because right now it feels like SK is lacking a little bit of damage in this fight. They don't really have the damage to get through the front line with that Pantheon E, the Pantheon GA, and Caps.
Yeah, where are you finding the damage though? Jopa has the last whisper, you can build that up towards the Cyrildas. Leader, maybe if he gets another item, can start to burst people, but there's not too many easy burstable targets, right? As you say, SkewMond has GA, Hunsummer has Zhonya's, Labrov is a cow. Broken Blade shouldn't really be in a spot where he can be burst, and it also has that passive for the extra shield if he does take a bit of damage.
There's cows qualified as tanky these days.
Have you ever been close to a cow?
They are quite intimidating.
They're pretty big, man.
Yeah.
And this is a bull as well.
Oh, it's a bull, yeah.
Even Daedalus couldn't fight this
and
one.
he has a Skeanz. Like, if I saw a real cow with a Skeanz, I'd think twice.
Yeah, there's just a big slow zone around him. He moves and you're just like running for the hills.
Yeah.
You're petrified.
It's G2 playing it slow. Not trying to repeat the previous mistakes of diving the Nexus towers.
This is quite slow though. I guess how do you do it? You take inhibitor bot, that's 5 minutes on the inhib respawn, so Wunder has to push this out. You then play 2 waves?
Yeah.
Just top mid?
You run all the way up here, you get your wards here. I can draw.
There's a small circle tool that you can just do this.
Fantastic, I love small circles. So you just want to get your wards here, here, everywhere, basically in the jungle there, and you're good to go. I'm not gonna try to draw anymore, it's not really working out for me, so yeah, G2 go mid, lead Caps mid, he has flank on top, go 4 people, top siege.
Okay.
Easy. Wait for super minion to hit Nexus tower bot, and then go. Press buttons.
How do you do that though if Wunder's just pushing out bot side?
Well, if he's pushing out bot, then they're not defending, so now...
You try and take a 4v5.
Well, if SK is trying to hold their jungle when they're pushing, then that would be an avenue to punish them. So Mikyx will piece out.
Okay, Wunder continues to push in the bot side. We need more circles, man. I feel like they're dictating what G2 are going to do. Labrov in mid puts a ward down. Possible flank ward.
Burner here.
It is.
I think they're just waiting for Baron.
I think that too, and I'm like... I think the problem was, right, we were 25 minutes into the game, and G2, they saw that they could win, and then they lost the fight. And since then, they're like, okay, we only take the win when we can get the win.
Yeah.
Right? And I understand that. From a mentality of a team sitting at 1 and 2, where you do need to win, you know, probably 4 series, maybe 5 series to make it into our playoffs, I get it that you want to win.
So getting a pentakill and losing is a bit embarrassing.
Cosmic Binding, Jopa looking for the damage, SkewMond there to block.
It was nice by Mikyx. Caps was really confident because he had the Banshees, so Mikyx actually did flash out to Cosmic Binding to get the Banshees off.
It was nice.
But Caps did just ult out.
You say losing when you get a pentakill is embarrassing. I believe, and I'm trying to remember exactly what series it was an MSI 2019. And I know we're not allowed to talk about 2019 all the time, but Wunder Rise got a pentakill and they lost that series.
That was against the Buffaloes or the Flash Wolves?
I think it was Flash Wolves, but I can't remember exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of the... It sticks in my head as someone getting a pentakill and losing.
I also remember Ezreal pentakill against Uzi around here as well. Got a pentakill on Ezreal against RNG, ended up losing the game sadly. There's some noticeable encounters.
That would be a great
happening.
YouTube series, man. Or just a good YouTube video.
Yeah.
Like the pentas that... It didn't lose you the game. You can think of a better title than that, but... Penta losers. No.
We're workshopping it.
Pentronics. No. Caps. Oh, charm. That was a nice between worlds, actually, leader.
Yeah. I mean, he got charmed and ends up walking into the wall, getting ported out. But still, a charm for an ult is not a bad trade for the
Not at all. Not at all. Spirit Rush coming up for Caps now as well. 1 second on the Baron. That's where we're going to go.
So SK has been having a lot of time to think and ponder about how they want to approach this eventual fight that will be happening.
Yeah.
So I want to see some flanks here. Look at this ward that I'm going to highlight right here. This ward. This ward, as I'm successfully drawing, this will make or break the SK defense.
You can also see SK trying to get a little bit of vision around the blue side jungle for G2 in case we get to an Elder fight.
Yeah.
Because there is a possibility, and having a ward behind, as you can see, I'll highlight it for you guys. You see this ward here? Wow, look at that circle, isn't that amazingly drawn? That ward could be impactful. It shouldn't be.
My circle was organic and
I actually prefer your way of telestrating. I just think it's a funny joke for me to use the actual circle. It could be impactful if we get 90 seconds further along the line, and G2 decide to fight around it. But they still have Baron for 2.5 minutes.
I really wish G2 does something with this Baron. I don't want to see G2 just wait out this Baron and just go Elder, because I don't think they can actually end with an Elder without the Baron. So I want to see them siege here.
I think the thing is, if they play an Elder, SK will feel like they have to fight and take the fight. Hun Summer chipped down with the weirding and twofold Hex. Between worlds back up for leader. True Shot Rush came out as well. Caps now going back to the mid lane, which has been cleared out by Wunder. It's a 4v4 if they want to take it. Wunder has the TP as well. Caps doesn't have teleport, but does have Spirit Rush. Wunder now goes Mega, but walks over a lot of vision to get towards topside, and G2 will back away.
And SK are pushing back G2 despite them having Baron, despite them having Soul. It's a little bit confusing how they're trying to end this game right now.
Okay,
the game is quite slow still.
I'm just going to make sure that no fight is happening. Okay, I want to call this out, right? Is this SK playing well, or is this G2 actually just not doing what they should do with their lead? Because I'm not sure.
So I will tell you exactly what the problem is, okay? So, they have Yasuo top.
Yeah,
The Yasuo top should be split pushing bot.
sure.
The Yasuo top is scared about Nocturne. So the Yasuo goes to hold his teammates' hands,
Yep.
but suddenly you have a Yasuo that doesn't really contribute in a siege.
Yeah, because
That is not applying any side lane pressure because it's scared of Nocturne. That is just, like, he's a cool samurai, I guess, but it's not doing a lot for the siege.
So how do you fix that? Like, should G2 just say Broken Blade, go to a side lane?
So I think the fix is to just send BB bot and have Caps shadow behind him.
That makes sense.
And make him play like a crazy man, because you do have the Pantheon ult. You do have a lot of backup should they go on him.
Elder Drake has been begun by G2. Caps looking for the charm. Shroud of Darkness coming out from Skeanz. Jopa and Mikyx on the flank now. Elder Drake down to the 8,000 as they go for the all in onto Jopa, who can make chaos out of it between worlds. Goes leader, knocked up immediately, trying to survive invisible here. Wunder charmed as he jumps in with the Meganar and can't get that ultimate off. Jopa being caught out by Broken Blade as well, who's forced to dash away. Wunder falling low. Caps takes him. Another Spirit Rush for Caps. Good couple Cosmic Binding. Jopa dashing away. Caps on the flank again. And Mikyx meets his maker. A double for Caps as Skeanz will be put into the GA. A Spirit Rush available for Caps. He makes it a triple. The only reason it's not a double penta is, well, SkewMond takes that one, and leaders run back to the fountain.
And in the end, the fight happens that we expected. Eventually, SK crumbles to the team fight composition that is G2. They could not have ended the game via side lanes, but when it comes to the team fights, they are unmatched. And it's led by Caps and Ari, a 12-1-8 performance with a pentakill to boots and a clean 1-0 victory.
SK went out to an early lead, but G2 didn't really give them anything for the rest of the game. G2 1-0 up. Took them a little bit longer than they'd like. We'll see if they can speed things up for game 2.
We're going to cover draft here, of course, ahead of game 2. And as we said, a lot of options open in the jungle department. SK have selected last pick. G2 is going to operate on blue side here. So they want to react to whatever G2 is going to throw at them here in draft. What do we think they're going to open with?
I think when you go for the last pick, like SK has gone for, that leads me to believe that maybe they want to try to look for a counter pick for Wunder. So that immediately makes me quite happy. Makes a lot of sense that SK are just banning out the control mages. I think like the two priorities for me is just get Wunder on a good matchup, get leader on a good matchup, and then bot lane should just be pretty chill and pretty equal, and Skeanz should be able to then play around this mid top and try to get those ahead.
Yeah, I think it's also when Wunder has looked best, it has been on picks like the Twisted Fate, one of the Anivia games, these kind of ones where he has like an unusual pick that he can slot into that top side and really run away with it. So I think it makes sense. I mean, you're expecting Broken Blade will probably go back towards something like the Scion or one of these more tanky oriented picks. So it opens up Wunder then to have a lot of creativity there.
I do wonder if they just take away the Yunara now, since Seraphine is out, Ezreal is out, Varus is out, and with Ezreal and Varus being out, you kind of don't value Karma that much either. So Yunara Lulu makes sense for me to be the #1 priority, but maybe they want to try to first pick something else. It's actually going to be the Xin Zhao first pick. Quite surprising here to value that much higher, but I think they want to pick the bot lane together, which makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they wanted to actually like first pick the Lulu and then on next rotation, even if the Yunara gets taken away, you can go for someone like the Xin Zhao and still have an answer like an Aphelios, something along those lines. Even the Jinx if you really wanted to. But I think it's just going to be taken away here now with the Lulu Yunara, which then leaves the Xin Zhao. Like, you'll probably respond with Corki Nami on the opposite side, but
wow,
no, maybe not.
Again. I mean, I feel like if you don't go Yunara Lulu here for SK, that tells me kind of that Mikyx just really doesn't want to play Enchanters. That's at least the vibe that I'm getting. You saw it like, he played the Bard last game, but Bard is still a lot more proactive than something like the Lulu. I'm surprised that they go for the Jarvan already without really seeing any sort of lack of mobility, but it's going to be the Lulu takeaway. So they're able to take that. I think G2 now can choose to go either something like the Corki Nami, or they could choose to take away the Yunara themselves. And with the Corki locked in, I'm assuming it's going to be a Nami on 3 here.
Yeah. Which means it will be the Yunara in the last rotation as well. So, I mean, pretty standard, as you say. I'm kind of surprised with the Jarvan as well. Like, because usually you want to see a mid laner who's not going to be able to hop out
one
of
in mobile champ.
Yeah, so Corki already going to be relatively fine there. But now, unless you can hard force something like a Victor or something along these lines into the mid lane, I don't think you're in the best of spots for SK for the value that this Jarvan's going to bring. Yeah, it's a little unusual. At least you can get like follow-up with the Lulu, because you can EQ in as the Jarvan, get the wall growth as you Cataclysm, which can provide a lot of CC in that regard. It just means there's a lot invested then to try and make this pick work versus it being able to work in a vacuum.
Yeah, I think it'll be a bit of like a peeling Jarvan that'll just try to EQ to help their carries when they're in trouble, and then maybe ulti and just EQ out to create space and time. As you see SK banning out top laners here, taking the Yorick. I wish I was more knowledgeable on top lane champs. I think Yorick is like a Jace ban, usually. You ban that, but
I think he's also decent into Rumble. Oh, the Rumble ban, so...
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm not 100%. Like, Yorick could also be decent into Renekton to a certain extent, but...
Really?
Maybe
Survives the early lane? I would think that would be too hard, but...
I think it's once he hits level 6, the Maiden is able to do a lot of work there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the Yorick is trying to set up for. Definitely like trying to say, hey, we don't want you split pushing. But maybe it is just Wunder saying, hey, I'm going to go something like a tank here.
Could be a tank lock-in for sure. For me, when I see the Yorick, I thought of Jace, but with the Gwen now banned, thinking something like a Sion makes a lot of sense when you have the Yunara Lulu to just be a front line for them. It does mean, though, that you don't really have much split push win con of your own. But it's also a bit weird for me that they're choosing to... I mean, I guess it's not that weird. They're choosing to give counter pick to Leader, and we'll have to see what he is able to cook up on last pick, as most likely now Wunder's going to lock in a little tank on 4. G2 banning out the Sion. Could be a Cassante. Yeah, either Cassante or...
I still think they will leave the last one. Oh, they are going to go with the Jace.
Wow.
Okay.
So the Jace, the Yorick ban was for the Jace. We'll have to see what BB has into this. Now with Yasuo being gone as well, that's another option that you could play into the Jace.
I mean, they still could flex the Jace as well. I'm trying to run through my head of the AP top laners that they could take here as well.
True, actually.
Gwen
Kennen,
gone,
you could go.
Rumble gone.
I mean, Kennen is like the premier
there. Yeah,
one.
Kennen's pretty decent. But, I mean, up against Cassante, I think you're happy as the Jace there. So, yeah, I think they'll just land the Jace top then, which... I mean, surprised to see Wunder pick it up, but it is very, very strong.
Although they gave LeBlanc to Caps, incredibly good LeBlanc player. And the thing with LeBlanc is she's also very good into nearly all of Leader champ pool, because LeBlanc is really good into all assassin mid laners, because she can always kite them. And I think if Leader is forced to go something like the Galio, I mean, it makes sense for the comp of SK. I'm just not sure it makes sense for the identity of SK.
I like this one, though. I think you got, like, it can be used both offensively and defensively. And you got great answers for the LeBlanc when she tries to jump in, for the Zinzao as well, and rooting people. I think it then just buys a lot of space, because the Jace has a good amount of poke. You got Yunara who can try and play into that as well. Like, I think it's a nice way to round out the comp.
Yeah, I think SK have an interesting comp for sure. They have quite a bit of range. The only thing that kind of frightens me is they don't have a whole lot of front line. And it's hard for them to really go in, because if Skeanz goes in, he just gets blown up. Well, I think G2, they have a little bit more tools with the Sinsao and the Cassante to buy time, while also being to poke with the Nami, LeBlanc, Corki. And Nami, LeBlanc is an absolutely deadly combo with how much burst they have, and I think it's just going to be the Caps show once more.
If you've got both Lissandra and Jarvan going at the same time, though, do you think it's possible for the Jarvan to get blown up? Because my thought is if they both go in, then you end up with the ultimate onto the LeBlanc she can't play. But we'll have to see.
It's possible.
We'll have to see what's the Caps show during Game 1, and SK are fighting for their lives here against G2 Esports. Let's see if they can take us to Game 3.
Let's see if they can. It's going to be a mammoth task for them, but the mammoths are extinct. And so it's possibly impossible. We'll see. As
Is it mammoth task or tusk?
Both. Both, man. We've been going into the caverns a little bit.
Yeah.
Too many mammoths there for us to deal with.
Quite a few mammoths in the caverns, yeah.
That is the problem. If you're not lusting that pull, you're in dangerous territory.
It's a dire pull for the Bears,
Yeah.
definitely, as we load into this game. Leader on Lissandra. You know, a lot of people would say, leader on Lissandra? That's very surprising. Me? I'm not surprised. I don't think anyone knows the power of Lissandra better than a guy that plays mostly Aurelia, Yasuo, Akali.
True.
I think a person that plays Aurelia, Yasuo, Akali knows exactly how strong Lissandra can be. So I do like seeing it picked up by leader. I think it fits the comp quite well.
It is the first time we've seen him play the Lissandra in his career. We almost have 3 in a row there. If you can just play the Zoe, we're on the leader bingo chart. Are diagonals allowed in bingo?
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
nice.
I'm not a big bingo guy, but I'm gonna assume so because it's a line.
Yeah.
So we have a Jace into a Cassandra. Wunder has opted in for the grass. Is a little bit stronger in the lane, but doesn't have quite a lot of kill pressure in this matchup. He will just be pushing, poking, and plating. The triple Ps.
I've never heard it said that way before. I like the triple piece.
Yeah.
Pushing, poking, and
I
plating.
I thought you liked your piece mushy, but that's
Oh, I love mushy
that's
peas,
a different question
I'm
altogether.
a big fan. Good fish and chips with some mushy peas as Caps misses a minion in the mid lane. Leader with the push early on. No real surprises
That's
there.
the counter pick.
And although Skeanz is not on vision, it will be known, assuming G2 were watching, that his Razor Beaks have been pulled around the corner there. And Leader running the bow plating, no surprises either. Overall, in the first 1 minute, 55 seconds of the game, it's a good start here for SK. Leads in every lane.
Leader did miss a melee minion there, but lands the Q onto Caps, keeps the poking going. It's one of the Ps, but SkewMond is looking for a gank. Does he have the E available here to get out?
No. Flashes from the chains, dodges the Wind
This
becomes lightning.
good scouting by G2 to know that SK Leader does not skill E level 3 on Lissandra. I'm almost compelled to believe so, because this gank does not make sense. Unless Leader just uses E, but we didn't look, and
Yeah, we didn't see if he uses E. Can we click on him quickly, observers, to see if he has E?
It doesn't have E.
Oh, huge.
So to me, this stands out as maybe scouting, maybe.
Yeah.
Because that gank does not make sense if Leader has E.
It is also Leader, and if I would think, if he's playing Lissandra, would he skill E3 or would he go for the extra damage?
Double Q.
I would probably think double Q.
Yeah, the double Q is on brand, but yeah, we'll end up losing his flash there, so a little bit unfortunate. But SK Botlane did pick up the Yunara Lulu, which I was a little bit surprised that they got so late in the draft. It's a very strong combination, and I will see how they execute on it as Mikyx is taking a little alcove tour. We'll walk back into the bush, but now it's Skeanz' turn.
Here we
have the initiative. He is walking here unnoticed by the wards, but I do believe
Order 6 on his
G2
initiative.
should know about this.
Flag, drag, Labrov flashes, no flash follow from Skeanz. Holds on to the summoner of his own, heal coming out as well. Oh no, it wasn't a heal, it's just the ebb and flow from Labrov. A little bit of extra health. Caps jumping in onto Leader, Glacial Path looking for the follow, doesn't go. As the chains root him up. SkewMond is sprinting back towards his Razor Beaks. After doing a full clear, they're back up. And he'll take those before going for his reset, so he's looking for that Tunneler. The huge item purchase you can
by
get.
Tunneler first base, that feels amazing.
Extra 1,100 gold for Tunneler.
Get that HP and 80, baby.
Good ward from
A
Leader.
little bit worried now for Labrov as Jarvan will hit level 6, because it is very scary for the Nami to outplay a Jarvan level 6 gank. We saw Paris play the Nami earlier today.
Yeah,
and,
but LeBlanc is on the Nami's team this time.
That is true. Thank the gods.
Yeah.
The fact that she does not have to play against the Caps LeBlanc, that would terrify, I think, most men.
It really would. It really would, especially with the form that Caps is on today.
Yeah.
I will say as well, you know, I was just thinking about this. A champion we don't really have in the game, that I probably never going to get added to League.
Chain Lightning champion.
We have that. It's called Static Shiv. And it can proc Heartsteel on PvE.
I said champion uses Static Shiv.
Zeri,
is it that?
Zeri's ultimate is actually just called Burst Lightning.
Okay,
so.
that's true. Volibear passive.
Yeah, Volibear
Make
passive
your point,
as
Medic.
well.
Sorry, I spoke
my
over
point
you.
was a champion that entirely allows you to control a different champ. Like if my ultimate, I can use your champ.
Okay, that sounds quite OP to me.
It does sound quite OP, and also I think Riot likes people to have individual player agency, and it kind of takes away your player agency in that moment. But I think it would be interesting, right? You're playing the Lissandra, or I don't know, whatever we're going to name this champ, as the Activism lands onto Mikyx. Phosphorus Bomb as well, does do a bit of health, but he's able to shield himself with the health picks. Yeah, so you're playing this, we'll call it Lissandre B.
Yeah.
Because instead of Lissandre A, it's Lissandre
yeah,
B.
of course.
You're playing Lissandre B and you ult caps on the LeBlanc and then you make him kill his own Nami.
Oh.
See, that's what I was thinking. It's a little bit like Renata ult, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's just auto attack.
I see the vision. I am also very happy you are not a champion designer as Leader goes for all in here.
Ring of Frost for the root. Cap still has Flash.
Whoa!
Oh,
Mind control! Sexpec has entered the LEC.
It's Lissandre B. It's Lissandre game, dude. It made Cap splash forward.
Oh my god. This is not the first time Caps has done that. And I respect him for going for the montage play. But this will be a difficult laning phase for him now without the flash against Leader with 2 Dark Seal stacks and Hextech Alternator.
Jopa with a good trade on the Han Summer as well. Like, laning-wise, SK had a good start to
Not
both
too
their
shabby
games.
from SK Gaming in early game, but now Wunder has an Angry Man with a spear behind him, but BB's quite low in mana, but going in like that, you
BB
are
goes
in danger.
all out. And Wunder tries to get the knockback, looking for the autos, but the shield from Broken Blade with that audacity. Wunder flashes, BB flashes at the right time. And there's the knockup from the 3 talent strike. SkewMond against G2 on the board in game 2.
Nice gang by SkewMond, gives BB a little bit of breathing room in his matchup. Really close there. Wunder got one more round attack in. But
Jopa's flashing forward as well. Han Summer flashes away. It was close, but in the end, G2 win out on this war of the flashes. Skeanz looking for SkewMond, who doesn't have a flash of his own. Cataclysm available. BB like, okay, I'll leave you, and then perhaps I can TP back in, but my TP's on cooldown, by the way, Skew. As Skeanz continues to trade, Dragon Strike doesn't connect.
Wait!
The flag comes
He's gaming!
No, the extra movement, the extra attack speed for Skeanz is enough, man.
No,
Gets
he was
the flash in.
gaming. He had his tunnel already. He was ready to play his game, but yeah.
Man, I will tell you this. Everyone in this game is actually gaming right now.
Yeah.
Yep. SK especially so. They put it in their name.
Yes.
SK Gaming. It's in the name. We've never done that.
That
before.
went really hard,
Yeah, that was, man. That was a 9 PM sort of moment there for me.
It's past our bedtime. Says Caps, you see, he's
sundowning.
struggling. Using his ult just to touch a few minions. That's the pressure Leader applies right now.
Maybe it was the longest con we've ever heard and ever seen. Leader is actually god tier on all of these like utility mages. He's just been holding back his power.
I have a funny Leader anecdote actually from when we played together, because when we played together in Astralis 2023, it was kind of the same where a lot of teams were like, okay, it's Leader, we're gonna draft anti-Leader champions.
Sure.
So at one point, Perks blind picked Lissandre against Leader, and he just slammed an Aurelion Soul and completely won the game. So he's not bad mechanically with these champions, he's very good at executing on them. I think sometimes he doesn't really synergize with his team that well, has some mechanical misplays, but I do like it that he brings out these champions. The Lissandre is a really good pick this game, and he's really poised to make it worthwhile.
Yep, with a good trade there onto Labrov. Chucks out the Slurkle as well.
Great Slurkle,
forces Labrov back. Caps with a little bit of vision, but he is really falling behind in this lane. 800 gold. And as you say, well, I mean, it was 1 minion freeze, dude. On Lissandre, every freeze is a beneficial freeze, okay? That works.
The Grok, for any movement enjoyers. Okay. You didn't watch movement.
So I did for a little bit, but Oh, Frozen Tomb coming out.
Groking.
Glacial path forward. Leader still looking for the chase. Chains onto him, though. There's the root. Leader.
Flash! It's the Grok solo kill by Leader. Huge play onto Caps. Caps just got solo killed by Leader.
Yeah, he's just groping all over him right now, isn't he? I did watch Moomin, but only for a couple of years. I was in Denmark from when I was 2 until I was 5. So that was kind of my Moomin era. You know, Pippi Longstockings as well was huge in those days.
As we see, all ins on bot lane here. Corki's gun is Gatling. And snakes are rattling. Yeah,
SkewMond is here as well. Broken Blade looking, trying to find the collapse.
bold.
No flash on either of the junglers. TP onto the flag. No Frozen Tomb for Leader. Cataclysm down. SkewMond looking for the trade with the Crescent Guard. TP taking a long time to join, but with the Glacial Path going forward. Wunder's secured the kill. Leader is even there. Caps gets one in response. Both junglers down. Jopa trading down towards the bottom side. Hardaway is going to get the double knockup. A wild goes for knockup counter though. Barrier on Han Summer will be enough to keep him alive as Mikyx flashes and can't get in range past the Valkyrie. And then Mikyx dies to Labrov. Hans and Labrov on basically no HP. Wunder also fall on the top side of the map.
What's happening? G2 just killing them everywhere on the map. That looks so good for SK. I loved that TP play on the Jarvan flag. It looked so nice. But the greedy pathing by Skeanz. And then Wunder ends up falling as well, 2 caps, alongside the bot lane as well, perishing there in the all-in. And it's now a 600 gold lead for G2 from nowhere, it seems.
Yeah, it's gotten pretty pear-shaped for SK after they had leads in most lanes early on, but Jopa losing out on the trades down towards the bottom side. Glacier path forward, Labrov here. The jump from Caps onto Leader. Mikyx here for a bit of defense. Polymorph down, Leader 2 chains on him as Labrov takes the kill, and Mikyx once again looks for the chase onto Caps, but SkewMond's here to really put his face down in the dirt. Acropism doesn't land, Caps gets the chains though, and Mikyx has no escape route. Labrov with the double. Huge Nami now, 3-0-1.
And it's went from bad to worse. Now the only lane that was looking good for SK is slowly falling behind as the more kills is being picked up by the G2 squad. SkewMond now gonna go for the Wolves. Just gonna vacuum clean that entire bot side. Do some...
Is this not just the most quintessential SK early game you've ever seen in your life? As Cataclysm goes down, Jopa gets the shot down there, which is actually huge for him.
Labrov had a shot on him, but he was 3-0-1 on the Nami.
He's 1,000 gold ahead, man. He's the entirety of G2's gold lead. This is some ahi tuna right here, man. This is grade 5 sashimi, whatever.
That's a nice piece of fatty tuna that just drop a munched up here. Wunder, you gotta be careful, my man. There's an angry Dane coming behind you.
Let's see what Wunder can do to try and escape the clutches of Caps.
It's a great flash.
That wasn't the best. Chain's gonna come out. Wunder's going to get rooted up. He tries to trade back in, but you can't trade into that. It's G2 get another. That goes to Caps, 3-2 now. And he's going to take 1 minion away from Broken Blade just to add a little bit extra gold into his pockets.
Let's roll back the tape a little bit. I think 5 minutes ago, Caps just got solo killed by Leader.
Yes.
Now he's absolutely running the map. He's got Mercs, he's got Ludens,
yeah,
and he's got 3 kills.
Yes, that is entirely true.
Is plot armor a thing?
No, I think SK Gaming is a thing.
Okay.
And G2 is a thing, right? And like, yeah. Caps played it well, but he has just been able to move around the map, and he went up to that fight around the first set of grubs that were happening, and he got a kill in that fight, and then got another kill out of that fight, and SK were kind of just all out of sorts after that moment. Leader not having Frozen Tomb, wasn't really able to influence the game as much as he wanted, and I think Merc Treads is also a pretty powerful pickup in these scenarios.
It's very valuable for sure, as we are still on par for 1 kill a minute.
Oh, that we are. Yeah, this is our new little game we can play. Can they stay at 1 kill a minute for the rest of the game?
If I was a betting man, I would say yes.
Okay,
considering the teams we're watching right now, there's a lot of fights, a lot of flashes down, and a lot of flanking here by Broken Blade.
Wants to
no
keep it
flash
going.
on Wunder. He has Iceborne Dauntless. Ooh, nice
There's the
sidestep.
slow, good sidestep as you say. Wunder looking to keep himself away from the
Talk about
wall.
W.
Sits in the pixel. Good, knockback onto Broken Blade, who flashes for more. Caps on his way across. Wunder, no escape. And Caps will take it with Electrocute in the end.
Man.
Yeah.
Just play safe top.
I mean, it's Caps things. The guy's like 70% win rate on this champion.
I mean, he's just everywhere on the map. He's just always finding these angles on people on the side and stepping a little bit too far forward. And a good TP by BB finds
Tidal Wave coming out. Jopa flashing forward for Labrov, who doesn't have heal or flash himself. Skeanz coming in from the side. You got to take the fight. Cataclysm. Hunsummer gets away. Skeanz chases him, and Hunsummer survives. Oh, it's the SK fallacy. Sunk cost after sunk cost. They go for more, and in the end, it's G2 who come out on top.
It's a disaster. It's now BB. Oh no, don't do it to him. Don't do it to him, BB.
Across the wall. Wunder with the U-moves, can't trade in.
Oh, he would dash into the wall.
Yeah,
the wall was
unfortunate for BB.
too fat, but still, cheeky play by BB. Denied a little bit of the wave there with the going all out. As he'll probably just push out here and take a nice juicy base, or even a nice juicy tower.
Oh, you just take the tower in his face. No. Okay, decides against it. I think he's going to clear it out with the accelerated shot blast. Hunsummer Valkyrieing forward onto Leader. Could go back in here. Frozen Tomb out. Polymorph for the follow-up, but Hunsummer quickly regrets his decision.
God, Jopa's belly is full of so much tuna right now. He's so fed. 2 shutdowns, first on the Nami, now on the Corki. He is actually super accelerated his game with the Lulu behind him. He actually could put on a little show here. As now there's another TP coming. The kills, it doesn't stop happening, Medic. We keep going.
He doesn't have Frozen Tomb. So it's Glacial Path into Ring of Frost, and Caps is like, okay, cool.
I got a bit excited there.
That's understandable, man.
I thought we had something
We're
there.
over a kill a minute, you know? You expect it to continue happening.
I mean, it still looks like it. If Labrov is going to go this deep into the jungle as a Nami.
Okay. The
Wunder.
flanking fish is the deadliest.
Yeah.
You know, most fishes are actually quite smart.
How smart?
Oh, I mean, they all went to school, right? So
Could they do calculus?
possibly. Possibly. So I was just setting myself up for a pun. And then you asked if fish can do calculus. I painted the corner and you were like, okay, you can stand over there, put the dunce cap on. That's fine.
Clearly this game is bringing out the best in us. As now leader wants to defend his tower, but Caps does have the threats of Mercury. Or as the Koreans call it, Hermes, because the Roman god of Mercury is called Hermes as well.
Hermes, yeah. Also the messenger god.
Yes.
Used to take messages between Mount Olympus and the rest of the world.
So what is it? Is Hermes the Greek name and Mercury the Roman name? I'm pretty sure.
Most of those gods are kind of one and the same.
Yeah,
let's be
exactly,
honest. His leader is going to catch out Caps. Frozen Tomb into the distortion away. Skeanz here on the chase. Caps dashes back, dashes across.
There's
no follow-up. Cataclysm, and again Caps in the end. Skeanz and leader teaming up, knowing there's only one place Caps could really jump at that point. Dashes back into a Ring of Frost, and leader gets his third of the game.
And the kills keep going. We're now at 17 at 16. Might slow down a little bit though. But who knows with SK Gaming, the sunk cost fallacy team, as we now have branded him as. The Herald will be put on mid. Don't think this tower will stand for very long. And Dragon is spawning in 5 seconds. G2 will probably try to make the way down there. And Caps does not have teleport. He does have teleport though, so he could make his way down there. SkewMond has started it. And Mikyx cancelled his base actually to kind of keep playing it. Jopa was aggressive here.
Look at Hans who, Aquaprism's going to land there from Labrov as they look for the trade back. Jopa still continues to put the damage in. I mean, you talked about the power of a Yanama with a pocket Lulu, and the Ardent Sensor and the Runans and the Kraken Slayer doing a lot of work there for Jopa overall, but still not completely winning out the trades. It's about who he exists, and Aquaprisms exist, and Labrov on this 3-1-2 Nami is actually still in a pretty strong spot. Most kills we've ever had in the LEC on a Nami is 4, by the way. So Labrov could try and break that milestone in this game as SkewMond tries to defend.
With the tower here, actually it will not, as G2 show up to defend it. And I feel like we're kind of congregating in an ARAM situation right now as leaders is grouping mid, Caps is pushing out bot, and now gonna look for a little pick as they want to re-enter. Make life very difficult for leader. Yeah,
he's just making sure that leader can't get to this wave easily, and then because they've already got those 3 grubs as well, both these towers are likely to fall. Caps might not take the bot one because Skeanz is on his way across there, but still another tower going over to G2. Skeanz is waiting, Caps distorts, and now we go. That's the second distort, still has the flash as well. Caps will use it, Cataclysm for the follow-up. Leader trying to get in range, has to flash in the middle of the Cataclysm.
Right on the 18 mark.
Kill. Okay, Hans and Labrov, come on Labrov. You get both these kills, it's the most kills Nami has ever got in the LEC. Leader.
Skeanz has left the building.
Path forward, tidal wave, Leader's dodging it all, as you say. Skeanz is just, he's just pieced out, man. He's like, okay, you're on your own for this one. As Hans takes the kill away from his true carry.
Will this tower fall, or is K'Sante gonna K'Sante all over them?
How on earth do you K'Sante that? Jopa is Yunaring all over this K'Sante right now, actually. As Wunder continues to push.
Where you just say the champions are championing.
Oh, Hans is corkying this, dude. You know, one of my biggest frustrations with champion ability names, there's a couple of them, right?
Yes.
Supreme Display of Talent being Qiyana's ultimate.
Yeah.
Hate that name.
Why?
Because every time they use it, you have to say Supreme Display of Talent from Elioyo or whatever.
But you know,
and then, no, but what happens is on Twitter and on the Reddit threads, everyone's like, why does Medic keep saying that Elioyo it wasn't even a good ultimate? Why is he saying he's so talented? And it's like, because it's the ability name, my dude. And the second one.
Wait, can I have a caveat?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Because one of my favorite plays ever made, I had a huge Qiyana flank on mid, and I heard you screaming Supreme Display of Talent by Finn, and I thought that was so cool, but now you said you hate it.
No, I don't hate it. I'm just like, it's just annoying. I thought your favorite moment was I said when I shouted he's only 17 years old.
I mean, I was definitely not 17.
No, no, you weren't. The second one was Nami. What's her ultimate called?
Tidal wave?
Tidal wave. Tsunami. is right there.
Yeah.
And we called it Tidal Wave.
I mean,
It could be called Tsunami.
that is just objectively correct, Medic.
Yeah.
But I think Tidal Wave has a
certain ring to it. It's
ethereal tone to it.
Sure.
It's very ethereal.
Sure, I'll give you that.
Tidal
It's
Wave.
like Thresh's ultimate is called the Box.
Yeah.
Could be the Threshold.
Okay, you have too much free time, Medic.
I'm a play-by-play, man. You think about how they move on the map, I think about funny word names, you know? Oh, Broken Blade stepping forward here. It's flanked by Leader as SK look to continue
sidestep.
finding the kills. Good sidestep on the Q3.
I don't
Skeanz
think
on
he's
his way
taking
across.
damage.
Yeah, but Yanara's on his way down, and Yanara does do a little bit more damage as BB trying to survive through this. SkewMond's going to leave him. Jopa looking for the kill. BB trying to trade onto Leader, but won't be able to. Jopa gets the shutdown and does extend his gold lead to 640 now.
Jopa has gotten 3 kills this game, and they've all been big shutdowns. Like, this is the fattest 3-0 Yunara I've seen in a while. He's gonna be getting those free core really fast, and he's actually growing into quite a problem.
Yeah.
I think if G2 gets to team fights, they might actually really struggle against SK Comps, just because how much peel they have for Jopa, the lockdown with Leader, and just the constant DPS of this Yunara Lulu will be really scary. So really need to clean up the React a little bit right now and really look for his picks that really favor their comp.
And I think we have to reset a little bit as well, because it felt like G2 were just gonna, like, Caps was getting ahead, they were gonna run away with the game.
Yeah.
That's no longer the case. Like, Leader is back to 1,000 gold ahead as they dive onto Jopa. Tidal Wave doesn't quite connect. Cataclysm on Hunt Summer, and Labrov's gonna lock them in there. TP's coming in behind. Counter TP as well from G2 as Broken Blade looks for Leader, who is stunned up, locked up. Glacial Path gets him out though. Another order from Hunt Summer is enough to get the kill. Meanwhile, Caps is TP behind them. Never mind. We can laugh, we can meme, we can joke all we want, because the SK fallacy rings true once again. G2 find 4 kills for nothing!
And it's just out of nowhere, Medic. Wunder's gonna try to TP out there, but the chain and the burst,
He gets out.
it gets out. But it will be Baron after a 4 for nothing from G2. They find the angle, and this was SK's play. They wanted this. They are the ones TPing in with Lissandra, but this Lissandra has no backup. Jopa is forced back by Hansama and Labrov. And now when Leader shows up, there's no follow-up. He uses his ult here onto Hansama, but there's a cleanse. And now look as Caps is arriving in the backline and just shoots the fish in the barrel and just picks up all the remnants of the SK team comp.
Yeah, the deep TP ward there for Caps really made it impossible for SK to back away. Caps gets a double to round it out, and G2 get a 3,000 gold lead in 21-minute Baron. And yeah. So other ability names I don't like. No, I'm just joking.
We're already back on this.
Look, man, I gave them a moment, and then the 1.1k gold lead that Leader had is now down to 250, and the gold lead that Jopa had has immediately swung to the other direction. Hansama now 5-1 on this Corki. SkewMond has 1,000 gold lead after being involved in only 9 of the 15 kills that G2 have picked up.
I will say, Nami getting so many early kills, actually allowed her to get the kills super early this game, alongside the Imperial Mandate. So not a bad investment against the Lissandra, because you saw in that fight, Leader tried to go and Hansama just one-shot him, but the instant Mikyx from Labrov completely saved him. So really, once again, just denying one more engage opportunity from SK. And SK, you need to go back here. You are just getting your base open there.
Yeah, I think they realize they're giving up this inhib anyway, so try and push out the mid-wave as far as possible so that you don't have 2 waves coming in at the same time. They do that. That's still a minute 30 on this Baron for G2. If they all back together, they can get out for another couple of waves. That's exactly what they're going to do. There was a risk of an accelerated shot blast coming out from Wunder, but he's going to be too late to use it as SK now walk through this bot side. They'll try and push a couple of waves if they can before G2 are back out on the map to deny too much push going in here, but it's going to be tricky. Next Drake is up as well if SK want to fight around it. I mean, G2 might just take the battle, or they might just decide against it. The game is not going to be decided by a Dragon Soul, you have to think. Instead, they're going to use this Corki to push through top side and then try and play for that top lane tier 2.
Well, it's not a bad deal for SK. Sure, they got like, I think they got top lane tier 2 there. They gave up their bot lane, but now they're going to get bot lane tier 1 as well alongside a Dragon. I mean, it's not a horrible trade considering you are Baron down. So
it depends how much they lose.
Yeah.
Right? If they lose 2 tier 2s and a tier 3 and an inhibitor, it is kind of worth. I guess your eggs are in the Jopa basket. You say, okay, how many of the eggs do we need to crack before we can get to the delicious Yoki center?
Yeah. Yes, Yoke. We don't have any Swedish top laners here, so it's all gonna be about if Leader can hold this mid, which he can. And now Yunara has base, does have the Lord Dominic's regard, and Let's see if G2 can
Is it
actually do
enough?
a siege this game without having a Yasuo in the team.
Leader could just send it. Leader could just Glacial, or he could have taken the path tidal wave coming out from G2 as they realized they needed to disengage. Caps was in mid, which is why I was saying Leader could just send it there. A flash ring across may have been enough, but now has to go and deal with the tier 2 in the mid lane. Caps still dashing in with the distortion. We see SK able to hold away G2 for now. They hold on to their inhibitor towers apart from that bot side one, and on the mid tier 2. The Baron about to expire for G2.
But this game could go on for quite some time.
Yeah.
If Yunara keeps scaling up like this, she does have 3 items now. Good wave clear as well with the Runans, and G2 Siege is not fantastic. They rely on picks from Caps. They rely on their front to back in team fights with the K'Sante and the Corki and Caps on a side angle. Their Siege, not fantastic. So 2 Dragons now on SK. Baron is down for another 2.5 minutes. This will be a lot of free time for them. But this is where Caps' brilliance kicks in.
It's
This is where he
vision control.
finds picks that just wins the game out of nowhere. So
Super important to get vision control on your flanks for SK, and that's what G2 are trying to deny. LeBlanc is much less scary when she is on vision.
Yes.
If she's in Fog of War, petrified. Absolutely terrified of her. She's not, you know, it's okay. You know where she's going to distort. Obviously, can still do a lot of work, but Leader is in a similar camp. If he finds a good flank with the Glacial Path,
absolutely.
it'd be
I mean,
very
he's
scary.
still a really big threat. He has 3 items right now, the Rabadons, the Malignants, and the Protobelt. Does not have a lot of magic pen, but doesn't really need it considering DB's itemization. And he's not killing Broken Blade. He is trying to kill Caps or Hansama with Jopa's DPS, so it is completely fine to skip armor pen in a game like this. Or magic pen.
Giving up tier 2 mid here. Jopa trying to step forward, but you just don't have the numbers right now. Jopa will step in. G2 should be able to take this though. Leader coming in from the side. There's tier 2 going down. It felt like the way SK were sort of pathing towards the top side, especially with Skeanz over there, they weren't really going to be able to defend this tier 2 in mid. Just trying to do a little bit.
Caps here, but I don't think
It's Caps, man. Like, the guy double distorts. Cataclysm out. Cap still has flash. Like, I understand he's the isolated target, but it's a LeBlanc. It's going to be very hard to kill.
Tricky one. Tricky little mischievous man.
Is that the... Ooh, that was a tricky one, which is like, I totally disagree with the decision SK have made here to go for the LeBlanc. Or is it an actually... Oh, they didn't really have much they could do.
I don't think it's a good idea to gank a LeBlanc when she has 2 dashes on a Jarvan, because, I mean, it's not really going to go anywhere unless you are going to, like, flash predict her with a combo and then put it in a montage and then post it on your TikTok. I'm not sure, because I didn't really see that angle.
Okay.
But respect the hustle.
Yeah.
You need to click.
Yeah,
you
nose
need to
to the
click somewhere.
grindstone, you know, aura maxing.
Yeah.
Trying to frame Moggin.
Drop. So Jopa throws in a W, spots out a person in there, so will not face check Broken Blades K'Sante.
And unfortunately, the game has slowed down from our 1 kill a minute. Now at 24 and 28. But a quick penta. A quick penta kill would even that out.
Fix that. We're almost at a really good resolution as well, 16-9. So
Yeah, it's true.
approaching that slowly.
Okay, Baron's up in 4 seconds, guys. Like, we saw it in game 1 as well. Like, G2 just don't see... Like, and I understand why, right?
Yeah.
Baron here really enables them to push in. Their siege isn't amazing. There's good wave play from SK. Like,
Eyes
it
on
makes
Jopa
sense
this
to go
fight,
for the Baron.
Eyes on Jopa.
Eyes on Jopa, guys, okay? He's this one here. Keep your eyes on him.
I mean, yeah, the
Okay.
circle won't follow him, but he's the one that he
You
circled.
can follow him with the circle if you really want. Baron actually pulled off here by G2 as Cap looks for the chains. Can't quite land him. Leader trying to get in with that Frozen Tomb. G2 chipped away at just a little bit. SkewMond has a Guardian Angel.
Well, SK should walk in there when Caps goes for the mid wave to try to get some control back, but Caps actually denies, or doesn't go for the mid wave, just keeps holding this position, does not want to give anything back to SK, but it's Jopa stepping up. Look, he is the front line. He's the one walking up, kind of baiting them, daring them to go on him. Caps is chunked out.
Yeah, shot gloss on
40%
Caps.
on
Has the
Caps.
teleport. He can come back. He's going to go into that control ward to then TP away, knowing that he's not on vision. SK and G2 just kind of fighting over nothing. I mean, it's about pressure in mid lane and playing for the Baron. TP to the side coming in from Caps as the reset started from Leader.
With the Grok.
Glacial Path out. Broken Blade chipped away at. Caps still looking to jump in. SK forced back towards their blue buff, but if G2 are here too, doesn't matter too much. There's a Drake as well to be fought over now.
You really start to feel the poke by the Corki now with the Nami E as well. Really start sitting with those Hex Optics. And the Manamune.
Resets coming out. Looks like SK have given up the ghost on the fight for the Drake. It's only second for G2. They're able to poke him out a little bit, as you say.
But still, SK denied 2 minutes of Baron potentially being taken.
Yeah,
so
true.
for Cloud Soul, which is now the second one out of 4 potential one before the Soul. So, I mean, that's still a decent job by them. Like, they are still holding on, they are still farming, they're still scaling up.
I guess the only argument is Cloud slow resist is actually kind of nice into Alessandro as Skeanz tries to jump onto. It's only 5%. It's not the end of the world, right? And a little bit of extra movement speed out of combat. Like you don't want to give up anything, but it was the smallest thing they could give up.
Absolutely, yeah. I think they're just waiting for Jopa's Infinity Edge right now. Really need to get those 4 core spikes if they are to fight in a 5v5. Because you see Hansama already having the Infinity Edge, dashes forward there with a big chunk onto Jopa.
Yeah, 4 items on Hansama is a lot of damage. And you have the Imperial Mandate on Labrov just to boost that up a little bit more. Caps looking to see perhaps if we can catch leader. TP coming out from Broken Blade. Mikyx has to use the Wild Growth on himself and the flash away.
Yeah,
That's the problem with Enchanters, man. It's so hard to walk in by yourself.
This might be the Baron start by G2. I don't see how SK contest this unless SK Skeanz wants to go for a hero steal. It could loop around there, but it's so scary. You don't know which bush Caps is sitting in. You see the vision toggle.
That's actually big. They know where Caps is, so Skeanz can try and flag and drag across the wall. 7,000 on the Baron. Broken Blade trying to keep him at bay. 5,000 on it now as Leader and Caps continue to trade. Vision in the pit from the flag. Skeanz puts down another one. 3K on the Baron. Looking for the reset. Goes in. Flag and drag. Cataclysm. Smite lands. And it's SkewMond that gets the Baron. And Skeanz pays for it with his life. Wunder trying to go in as well. Almost takes down Hansama, but just can't quite do it. Reset coming out from
Mikyx.
Oh no.
Oh! The Sigil of Malice will connect.
It got rid of Mickey's home guards, and Mickey's like, okay, I'll go back. I'll get my home guards back. It's fine.
Kudos.
Meanwhile,
Leader is
getting
being
called
went
out.
on.
Has to use a Frozen Tomb onto SkewMond, but the chase will continue
He has the
until
audacious
morale
charger.
improves. Flash away from Leader.
Almost gets the EW there, but Leader flashes out. Will not have that tool available for next team fight. And still, Jopa so close to his Infinity Edge. I think he's a little bit off, just a tiny, tiny bit.
It's got to be this next wave, right? You need 625 after getting all the components to finish the IE. I will say, most importantly, right? Labrov is still 2 kills away from being the killingest Nami in the history of the LEC.
If anyone ever wondered if something is on the line this game, it's the Killingest Nami award right now. Not that SK, if they lose this game, they might actually be out of playoffs. They really need this.
2 and 4. Like, they can still win their next 2 series and make it.
They can, yeah.
It's unlikely, but so is this, them winning this game.
Absolutely,
right?
and so is Nami getting 5 kills, Medic. But we'll still talk about it, okay?
2 kills, man. It's a possibility. Look, I gave SK my hope. They came back into the game. I was like, look, let's reset, let's be serious. And then they hard threw a team fight, 0 for 4. And so after that point, I'm like, cool. This is how you guys want to play it. This is how we're doing it, okay?
Absolutely, but now eyes on Jopa as 4 items. He's on the flank here. Broken Blade is a little bit isolated, but I don't think he will be taking a lot of damage if he's being went on.
Skeanz is looking for the flank. Couldn't find it. As you say, Jopa is at 4 items. If SK are going to have a hope, it's through that AD carry. Has so often been. His pentakill on Ezreal what got them into the series last week. But here, G2 pushing through 2 lanes, Baron up for the next minute. And in those 60 seconds, SK got to find something. Wild Growth to the knock-up on Summer. Cataclysm as well for the follow-up. Look at Jopa. They just don't have the damage. Jopa is very low on HP, down to half healed up. Where's the rest of the damage? Jopa trying to run through them. But SkewMond and Caps put him in a body bag. Wunder and Mikyx left alive. Not for much longer, you gotta feel. Labrov gets his 4th kill! Tied for the most kills on Nami in the LEC is G2. Take the 2-0 versus SK.
And the health bars were low, but SK's chance of winning this game is even lower as they go to 2 and 5 after a dominating performance by G2 and a masterclass by Caps once again on Blanc after getting solo killed, but we don't talk about that. So really beautiful play, honestly.
Yep.
Slow games today from G2. They really came in respectful of SK. They didn't really give them any angles in the mid to late game to kind of cheese the way back, except for that Alistar flank in game 1.
Yeah, tried to be clean when they could. You can vote for one of them in your key player of the series. Caps, Han Summer, or Labrov are your options. I think Caps has to get it. The Ari and the LeBlanc performances pretty damn solid, although as you say, in lane on LeBlanc he did
Also not
struggle a
Labrov
little
with the
bit.
4 kill Nami, okay.
Look,
now
man,
it doesn't matter.
It being 5 kills, full on Labrov. But that's also being a one-game Andy, because his Alistair game, it was okay, like it was solid, but then you have the Nexus flank.
Yeah.
It's like that, you kind of baited your whole team into walking towards a Gnar. We're going to head over to PGL with Laure, Dagda, and Broken Blade. Take it away.